meet me on your mat. So Yogi-recliner set up. The idea is that we get as comfortable as we can. So I've got like I've got my 4 blankets today. If you don't have 4 blankets lying around in your house, you know, you can use towels. So the first thing I want to do is create a little ramp for the back of my head, back of my shoulders, and my spine. And you get to decide how much of an incline you want that ramp to be at. So I have a pillow over the top, just a folded blanket. If you want it to be higher, obviously you stack more things underneath that top of the pillow. And then we'll be here for a little bit, so sits bones or the back of the pelvis can get a little bit tender and sore. So what I recommend there is a folded blanket or towel, again, especially if you're doing this on the surface of a hard floor. You can also do this in bed. Oh, it's so lovely in bed. You might fall asleep, warning. Then we want something to let the outer knees fall open onto, right off to the sides. So I have little throw pillows. I just grabbed them from the couch. And then I've been finding heat so lovely. So I got these little hot water bottles just online. Or like if I have a tummy ache or if my knees are feeling kind of achy, heat's very conducive of blood flow. So anytime we have an injury, we want to increase the blood flow to that muscle, that joint, whatever it is, and heat's a really great, easy, and super soothing way to do that. Now, I didn't tell you this in advance, so don't feel like you have to go warm up your hot water bottle or your kettle, but just a little pro tip for next time or future vinyasa classes. I'm going to set my sits bones on the blanket. Supta Baddha Konasana. Soles of the feet together, knees out to the sides, relaxing on your props. Last little thing here, last 2 things. Tucking in the feet. So I'm going to take a blanket, unfold it, and then tuck it underneath my feet so that they're warm and that they too get a little cushion. Because surface of the floor again can be a little bit abrasive. And then finally, if you have any blankets, pillows, whatever it is left over, you can lay that across the belly and come down onto your back. So we'll be here for a bit. Let yourself kind of adjust if you're still adjusting. If you need to move the support around the knees at all, let your shoulders move down your back. And check out your spine, your neck. And as we settle in here, let's take some snow angels with the arms so you can breathe in, reach up and overhead. Breathe out, maybe the elbows wide, or you could take the arms all the way down towards, what are these things called? The thighs. Maybe you do that a few times. Inhale, arms up and overhead. Maybe exhale, elbows wide, or let the arms come all the way back towards the thighs, the legs. Just explore the shoulders, the chest. And then eventually, when you're ready, you can start to find stillness. Relax your arms wherever they're most comfortable. If you want a little passive stretch across the chest, you can continue to take the elbows out wide, and depending on how much support you have underneath the spine, that might mean that your elbows are kind of floating out there in space. I set us a timer. We'll be in this first shape for about 3 more minutes. Start to settle in. as we find stillness in this first shape, maybe this is like the first time that you've had just for yourself all day. So if the mind's really busy and active and like making to-do lists, that's normal. That's a normal response. But as you settle in and you begin to become still and begin to harness the power of focusing the mind on the breath, you can let yourself be present. Little trick, maybe counting the breath. You could count, see how long it takes you to inhale fully. Maybe it's like 5 counts or 6 counts. And then your exhale, maybe it's the same. Maybe you match that 5 or 6 counts. So the mind loves to have a job to do, something to focus on. Counting the breath is a great way to continue to allow the muscles to relax, drop into the body, and focus your awareness on the breath. Not an easy practice, but with time it might get a little bit easier. You might stay with that count a little bit longer. Let's give ourselves one more full breath in and out here. If you still have your elbows out wide, and start to take your hands down towards the thighs, we're just going to turn that left knee inward. So we're creating a little bit of internal rotation through that left leg and a little bit of a twist through the spine. Depending on what your left knee needs, it might need like some support underneath the inner knee now. You could add a prop pillow there. Continue to broaden across the chest. Stay neutral through the upper body. A little bit of rotation with the hips. So now the hips are kind of moving in the direction of the knees. Both knees are pointing off towards your right. Be about 3 minutes here. You can find a comfortable position to rest your arms. If you want a little bit more of a twist through the spine, you might even take your gaze away from the knees so it's kind of like you're looking over your left shoulder. Doesn't need to be a big, huge twist to be helpful for the spine. Really meet yourself where you are. Jaw soften, Maybe try closing the eyes. Maybe again try counting the breath. So you can equalize inhale and exhale. So however long it takes you to fully inhale, can you match that on your exhale? And you get to decide how long that is. Just count your breath. Natural inhale, natural exhale. One more breath here. And slowly bring the left knee back to that open position, so back towards Supta Baddha Konasana. So now again your knees are both externally rotated. Start to take that right knee up towards the ceiling and then find that internal rotation. So both knees are now moving off towards your left. You can add some propping here. Need a little bit more height underneath my inner right knee. So kind of adjust your props as you need. Comfortable position for your arms. Maybe if you want to add on to your twist, you could turn your gaze over your right shoulder just a little bit. About 3 minutes on this side. Soften here, settle here. Particular breath, Pranayama, is called Samavriti. Sama meaning same, Vriti meaning the fluctuation of whatever it is that we're talking about. And today we're talking about the fluctuation of the breath as a means to harness the power of focusing the mind. So that counting of your inhale comes in handy. Maybe match that inhale to your exhale. And I'm just throwing out an arbitrary number. 5 or 6 counts might be more for you, might be less for you. Just to explore. How long does it take you to fully inhale? inhale and exhale here on this side. When you're ready, let that right knee start to point up towards the ceiling. You can use your hand to kind of help it slowly move again off to the right side. So back to our starting position of Supta Baddha Konasana, reclined bound angle. Both legs externally rotated. Breath in, breath out. And from here, we're going to take it into a forward fold. So you can use your hands to press up to a seat. We're not going to change much with the legs. Unless it's uncomfortable to keep the knees bent, you can always stretch the legs out in like a V shape. But if this is feeling okay, you can just simply start to forward fold in your bound angle. And if that doesn't feel good on the neck or the shoulders, and you want to add on props underneath the chest or underneath the chin, you can reach back for what's behind you. And forward fold over the support of a prop. It's helpful if your back's a little bit stiffer today, to have something that's like a couch cushion to allow yourself to sit up just a little bit taller, your chin gets to rest, right? So I'm demonstrating that right now. And in this way, we're not forcing ourselves forward, but meeting ourselves where we are. So know that you have these options, these add-ons, and you can really meet yourself where you are. We'll be in this shape for 3 minutes. Try not to grip forward, try not to grip with the hands. Can you relax the hands, relax the shoulders, relax the jaw. And as you soften into the breath, Samavriti, equalize the inhale with the exhale if possible. Count that inhale breath. So you can match it to that exhale breath. Might be that as you fold into this, the body starts to urge you a little bit deeper, in which case you can always get rid of props if that happens. And also the same is true, you can reverse out of it if your body's telling you you've gone too far. breath here. As you release out of your forward fold, take it real slow. Maybe it's even one vertebrae at a time that starts to stack until your head lifts. We'll sit up nice and tall here for a moment and just do a very gentle seated twist. So take your right fingertips behind you, left hand maybe to outer right thigh. Again, can you be unconcerned with how far you are twisting? Breath in, breath out. Just take your head back towards your left shoulder. Breathe in, breathe out. And then let the torso follow, so come back through center. Left hand starts to reach behind you, a little kickstand there with your left fingertips. Right hand to outer left thigh. Just a little counter action for the spine. Breath in, breath out. So leave your torso in the twist, but just bring your chin back towards your right shoulder. Pause there and breathe. And let the rest of the torso follow, so you're back to neutral. If you used something that you took from your recliner behind you, like maybe a pillow or a couch cushion, you can set it back behind you. We're going to come right back down to that recliner. The spine lengthen out, shoulders relax, back of the head get some support. Right back to our starting position. So today this is like our home base. Our Supta Baddha Konasana is our home base. Just check in with yourself here. You want to stay in this particular shape for your Shavasana, or would you prefer to lengthen your legs forward and maybe provide a little bit of support for underneath the backs of the knees? Do you want to take legs up the wall? Let yourself choose something that you really want. It sounds yummy and delicious and so soothing. Find a comfortable position for your arms. Settle into Shavasana. We'll have 1 minute Shavasana. Let go of any counting, any doing. Just allow yourself to breathe. And let the eyes close. If you would prefer a longer Shavasana, please feel free to stay. We still have a couple of minutes in our practice, and I'd like to invite you to enjoy some Pranayama, some final seated breath work. So if you'd like to try that, roll off to a side. Take your time coming up to a seat. So you might need to move some props out of the way, make space. And let your seat be supported, so one of your props, it slides underneath the sits bones. You can sit however is comfortable. Alright, so Pranayama will let our hands rest face down on our thighs. Shoulders are relaxed. You're going to imagine your breath. You're going to imagine that your breath is moving from through the right nostril only and out through the left. Now, just imagine or sense or see what that would feel like. We're going to do 3 rounds leading with the right, exhaling through the left, and 3 rounds inhaling through the left, exhaling through the right. Relax your hands. Neutral breath in. Breath out. So nothing's changing except for this idea that as you inhale, you're only taking air in through your right nostril. For 4, 3, 2, 1. Now imagine taking air out through left nostril. For 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Again, inhale right. 4, 3, 2, 1. Out through left. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale right. 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale left. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's see about switching sides. So begin to see, feel, or sense. Inhaling through left only. 4, 3, 2, 1. Imagine out through the right. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. In through the left. 4, 3, 2, 1. Out through the right. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. In through the left. 4, 3, 2, 1. Out through the right. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let that go. Neutral breath in through both nostrils. Out through both. Again, in through both. Out through both. One last time, in through both. Out through both. Finally, joining the hands together at the heart, letting the chin to bow towards the chest. Just take a moment here to honor your effort and your practice. Whatever you learned about yourself, whatever thoughts and ideas have culminated, percolated. With reverence and gratitude for our practice, may we remember that we will always be okay. Find a white light that guides us and keeps us safe. Have hope, help, and happiness along the way. Namaste, yogis. All right, everyone, I really hope you enjoyed your practice today. Comments, questions are always welcome.